Hey guys, so today I thought I would do a full face of WESTMAN Atelier. Many of you have been requesting this, and I thought it was a good time because I just purchased their new iPods in the shade Rendezvous off of Sephora. I think I just hauled it for you guys. So I thought I would use the iPods, the new iPods. They also were kind enough in sending me some different shades in their Vital Skin Foundation Stick? Vital Skin Foundation Stick. All these names. I started out with shade Atelier 1 and they sent me Atelier 2 and 3. And yeah, so I thought I would try out some different shades. I thought Atelier 1 was just a little bit off, but we'll play around with it because it has been a little while actually since I've used this foundation for no other reason than I just have a lot of foundations to use. But I really enjoy this one. Yeah, and I pretty much have a full face. So let's go ahead and get into it. One thing I learned from the WESTMAN Atelier counter at Barney's, rest in peace, is that their lit up highlight stick in Lit is actually an excellent primer. So that's what I do whenever I use the Vital Skin foundation stick. I have very dry skin, and not that this foundation stick is necessarily drying in any way. It actually has a really nice smooth texture. I just feel like the lit up stick just adds a little something. It's like a primer that has a little bit of a sheen to it. And this particular highlight stick has like a little bit of a holographic shift to it. Like there's a little bit of like an iciness to it. It's just really, really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and spread some of this highlight stick on. I'm just gonna stripe it all over my face, nothing too crazy. And I'm gonna use the WESTMAN Atelier foundation stick. This is like a flat paddle foundation stick. And it's really nice to just spread cream products around. It leaves my skin with a really beautiful sheen. I really, really enjoy it. And underneath the foundation, obviously the foundation has a bit of coverage, so it's gonna kind of cover up and mask a little bit of it, but some of it definitely still shines through. It kind of mixes with the foundation. Okay, now I've got Atelier 1. Let me open up Atelier 2 and 3. Let's start with 1. So this is the one that I've had for a long time now. I'm just gonna swipe it here. And maybe it's the undertone that I don't like. It's a little bit on the warm side. So that's Atelier 1. And here is Atelier 2, which does look, at least in the stick, a little bit more neutral. I feel like we're definitely getting a little bit too deep here, but let's just take a look at Atelier 3. Sweep that there. So there's Atelier 3. Definitely too deep and too warm. I feel like I'm somewhere between 2 and 1. 1 has a little bit more yellow undertone. And this one, while it's still warm, it's not quite as yellow. So I think I'm gonna do 1 and 2. I'm just gonna take a paper towel and just dab 3 away. They're all relatively close. I don't think it would be that noticeable if I left it on, but let's just dab that away. And I'm taking the foundation brush and just blending these two together. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that looks fine. I think that little bit of 2 actually helped. It's like when I just used the 1, I felt like I could really see that yellow kind of undertone. So I guess I'm not one that usually mixes foundation. I'm just a little too lazy for that. So I'm just thinking, how should I do this? I guess I'll just swipe a little bit of 1 everywhere and then swipe 2 right alongside it. Again, I'm gonna take the foundation brush. Such a creamy texture, just blends out so easily. All right, just a few swipes of this brush. All right, there's the foundation all over. Pretty like light coverage, very, very natural. And like I was mentioning before, that lit up highlight stick really just kind of mixes in with the foundation and you just get a really lovely, lovely sheen. The foundation by itself, you will get like a nice kind of natural kind of skin-like glow. This is definitely a little bit more amped up, again, because of the highlight stick. So let's move on. WESTMAN Atelier does not have a concealer. I feel like I need a little bit under my eyes today. I think I look a little bit tired. So I'm just gonna use my trusty Dior Forever Skin Correct concealer here. I'm just gonna dab a little bit. And just gonna take the same foundation paddle brush and just pat that in. Now, I don't have the butter bronzer, which is, comes in a compact, actually it looks much like this, and it is a powder formula, but it's very, very creamy. Anyway, that one did not work out that well for me. It kind of got hard pan on the top, and I didn't mind using it with the hard pan. Anyway, it just got too old, like it got a little too old on the top. So I had to declutter that. But I do have the Super Loaded Tinted Highlight in Peau de Soleil, which is actually a lovely bronzer shade for my skin tone, but this is the highlight, so it is very, very sheeny. So I have to use this carefully. I can't really use it like, I mean, I could if I wanted to, but I don't want to use it like kind of all over my face as I would a normal bronzer because it does have quite a bit of sheen to it. So I'm just gonna grab the blender brush and stick it right into this Peau de Soleil and just tap it right back here. So there's the Peau de Soleil and then without. So you can see there's just a little bit of the pigment there. Not too much here, but I really like that. It makes me look healthy. But again, I feel like, at least for me, my taste with makeup, you just have to use this one carefully if you are gonna use it as a bronzer type product. Just stamp it lightly around the perimeter of my forehead and then blend in a little. All right, I feel like at the end of my makeup, if I feel like I need just a little bit more warmth to my entire look, I'll go back in with this, but I think I will leave it right here for now and go in with blush. Now, these blush sticks are one of my favorite products. So these are called the Baby Cheeks Blush Sticks. And I pulled out two shades. I pulled out one of my favorites, which is Pop It. It is this very bright pink. And then I also pulled out Petal, which I thought would be a nice kind of neutral match to the eye look that we're gonna be doing with the iPods. So what I thought I would do is kind of like a double blush situation. I would use Pop It just on the like apples of my cheeks just to give them like a really rosy glow and use this kind of as a base for like a nice kind of flushed cheek look. So you can definitely by all means run your finger across these, any of these products actually, any of the sticks, any of the cream products, you know, just tap on your face. I love that these Westman Atelier products are just so easy to use. Not just the actual product, but like the way that they come, the form that they come in, like the fact that these are sticks, you can kind of swipe, you can use your finger. So I'm gonna use my finger and tap on. And again, I'm using this shade Petal as kind of a base, and I'm gonna actually go in with the powder brush, which is like a fluffier kind of cheek brush, and just blend that out, kind of soften it up a little bit. And all of the Westman Atelier brushes, by the way, are handmade in Japan, but they're made of synthetic fibers. So you can use them with powders and creams, which makes a lot of sense considering so many of her products are cream products. All right, so just a little bit of that Petal down, and now I want to go in with Pop It, which is that hot pink, and I'm actually going to take that powder brush, sweep it across the top of Pop It, pick up just a touch, and just hit those apples of my cheeks, and it gives me that flush, which I think looks really, really youthful. All right, and now we've come to highlights. So I use that Lit Up highlight stick in Lit as a primer. There's two other shades, and I love, 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 love the shade Nectar. This has appeared in so many of my favorites. This Nectar shade has just this beautiful, soft, peachy tone to it. It's just, oh, it's really, really gorgeous. In terms of a cream highlight, this is definitely amongst one of my favorites. So again, you can use a brush if you want, you can use your fingers. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my fingers and just tap that on here. It is such a beautiful, like wet kind of highlight. It's just stunning. And I love the Westman Atelier cream products because they don't feel, I don't know, heavy or too creamy or too I don't know, wet on the face, too emollient. That's probably a better word. They don't feel too emollient on the face. They definitely have an emollience to them when you kind of warm it up in your fingers and you're tapping it on, but very quickly it just kind of soaks into your skin and you're just left with like the result of the product, like this really beautiful glow without all the goopiness. I don't think Westman Atelier has any brow products. Yeah, I don't think so. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use my Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel and I'll be right back. All right, and now we're gonna be playing with the new iPods in Rendezvous. So, in case you missed my haul video, these iPods are 3 kind of putty texture eyeshadows. And they come in these really cute magnetized components here. So we have 3 shades here. This one, Frappe, is a deep brown. And then next we have Bisou, which is a beautiful light pinky peach. And then finally we have Bon Chance, which is this beautiful khaki green. So I've got my absolute favorite Westman Atelier brush here. This is the Baby Blender brush. You guys have heard me sing its praises many, many times. I talk about it generally when I'm talking about cream eyeshadows. So seemed appropriate to use it now. I'm gonna go into Bon Chance, which is this khaki green. I think I'm pretty much gonna put it all over my lid and maybe save room for the inner corner here for Bisou, that light pinky peach. So I'm just swirling the brush into the product. Just going to lightly sweep over the outer portion of this lid. You can, of course, use your fingers. If you have nails though, like I have, my nails are a little bit long right now. It's not that comfortable to get them in here. I feel like I have to be really, really careful. But if you don't have nails, you can go right in with your fingertips. It's really easy to apply these shadows with your fingers. So the texture of these iPods, if you are unfamiliar, or if you haven't heard me go on and on about them, because I really do love them, they have a putty kind of texture to them. So, you know, if you were to like just press your finger in there, they wouldn't bounce back necessarily. So they're a little bit on the firmer side, firmer than those Charlotte Tilbury or Tom Ford cream shadows. I would say they're a little bit creamier than like the Chantecaille Mermaid eye colors, and just, yeah, they're just a little bit firmer than the Dave Corte, even though those are kind of putty. Like if any of you are potters out there, you know, when you're kind of like kneading the clay, that's kind of the texture that it reminds me of. So there's a really light wash of that. Really nice. I'm gonna put a little bit more on just so you guys can see the color of this. But this is a very cool kind of green color. It almost comes off like a gray. It's like a cool green or warm gray. All right, next I'm gonna take Bisou, and I've got my Sonia G Pencil Pro brush. I'm gonna go into this color, and I really wanna focus this right on the inner corner here, and just layer it on top of that Bon Chance. Really pretty. I hope the camera's capturing like the little bit of a gold shift that's in this shadow. Oh, it looks so pretty. It's subtle, but it's definitely there. Now I'm taking Sonia G's Pencil 2 brush and going into Frappe, and I'm gonna work this in close to my lash line. Then I'm also gonna drag some underneath. All right, here is the Rendezvous iPods applied. Just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I love these iPods. I feel like all of the shades in there can be used as like one and done shadows, which you guys know I really, really love. And of course, I think they work really well together. So I just love these iPods. This one definitely does not disappoint. Easy to use, really pretty, great everyday kind of shades. Love it, love it. I hope she keeps coming out with new sets of these iPods. Next, I've got the mascara. This is the I Love You, I-E-Y-E, Love You mascara in clean black. So let me go ahead and curl my lashes, and then I'll be back to apply the mascara. All right, so this mascara is definitely very volumizing, and I like this brush. It's a big brush, it's a natural style bristle brush, And nothing fancy to it. It's not shaped or anything, just really straightforward. I would recommend kind of wiping the brush off a little bit. I know we usually do that with most mascaras, but some I feel like you don't have to. You can if you want. This one I would say you definitely want to. There's a lot of product that comes out on this brush. I feel like this style brush always kind of grips a lot of product. So I did just want to mention that because I remember the first time I went in, I didn't brush it off and it was like just a lot. Like I felt like I had to like work through the product quite a bit. So there is the mascara. And like I mentioned, it's a very volumizing mascara. I wouldn't say it adds too much length. I don't think that it does like much for my curl. This eye actually seems to be holding the curl nicely. This one seems to be kind of straightening out. I don't know. I don't know if I curled this one more. Anyway, I feel like this mascara is definitely more for volume. So if that's what you're looking for, you may enjoy this one. All right, and now finally for lips, I am going to use a mixture of her lip suede and one of her squeaky clean lip balms. That's not the full name, but I can never remember it. Anyway, I grabbed Les Rouges, which was her first lip suede to come out. That's unhelpful. Hold on one second. Let me open it. Here is lip suede. And I was thinking about using this color at the bottom. It's a very, very cool toned mauve shade. And I grabbed, I don't know the name of this lip balm, but I will put it down in the description box. I'll have everything that I'm using down below in the description box if you don't remember, if you're interested in taking a look at more information on it. But this one, it just doesn't have the name on it. So I will leave it down below. But this is a very light, nude, cool toned one. So I thought I would layer this mauve shade on my lips and then put that lip balm on top. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna use my fingers. I'm just gonna grab some right here with my ring finger. And then I just like dabbing on my lips. So just a nice light layer of that mauve shade. And then I'm gonna go in with this squeaky clean lip balm. All right, lips done. I love that combo. So I think I mentioned when I used the Peau de Soleil as bronzer that I would come back and see if I needed to use it just to kind of give my face a little bit more warmth. I think I could use a little bit on my forehead. We'll see. I'm just gonna go back in with that blender brush, pick some up here, and just lightly press it in. Maybe some here. There, just a hint on my forehead. I just think, you know, naturally our foreheads are tanner than the rest of our faces. And for me, that is like doubly true. My forehead is much, much tanner than the rest of my face. And so when it isn't, you know, after I put foundation on and I don't really see that contrast, I just feel like it looks unnatural. So I like to deepen up my forehead a little bit. And that's it. That's a full, almost a full face of WESTMAN Atelier. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. I almost said description box. Leave them down below in my comment section. I'll have everything linked down below in my description box if you're interested. And subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'll see you in my next video.